Yeah, it's telling me, are you sure you want to go live? Well, yes, I do. I do want to go live. Okay, so it's technically is 9:59, so I'm about a minute early. But since I'm late sometimes, there's nothing in the rules that say I can't be early, right? So I moved the mic up so it's a little taller, so it's a little closer to my mouth, but I don't know what to do with this piece here. So I think this is Randy's, whatchamacallit, Zadio. Zadio! Like radio, Zadio. Okay. So this piece makes it so it can work on here, and it makes it so it can work on here. You know, the stand that comes with these things. So first of all, let's go. Anybody wants to stop by and say hello? I did put the link down below. I'm not advertising it heavily and I don't have it marked, but I want to start having people come in just to say hi. Okay. And I get to pick who comes on because it's my show. It's the way it is. So I didn't mark it. You'll have to look for it down there. So this piece becomes important. Without this little rinky dinky stinky piece, where's all my cameras? They're not rotating. I've got to come down here and bring it into... There you are. I was wondering where you went, Mr. Nikon. Where did you go? Okay, so anyway, I think the safest place to put this is on here. So I'm going to screw this on here. And then if I decide I want to put the mic on here because maybe I don't like it so high, if I bump my nose in here and all that kind of crap, then I won't... I might move it back down because on this, it sits kind of like on the desk down here. So this way, it brings me in closer. And I think it's a little... No, it's not really too loud, is it? It looks all right. All right, so we're at 10 o'clock. I can officially start the show. Hey, the show's here. It's been a week. God is willing, and the bridge wasn't up. So who knew? So welcome to March 28th, I think it says. Let's take my phone out because, you know, even with my glasses, I have a hard time reading it. March 28th, okay, and it is 10:01. So welcome to the Peter Gregg Friday Night Live. Welcome, family. I need a 1/4-inch plug that's an adapter so I can plug in a 3/8-inch plug into it. And the reason that I need that, I want to activate this big mixer that I have. It's got the reverb in it and all that. So I do have the mic plugged in to a solid state Logic 2, SSL2. Where's my Windex? Where's Norm when you need him? Norm, where's my Windex, buddy? All right, so I got my water. I got my rubber band. So the rubber band makes it so when I'm nervous, I just start playing with the rubber band like this. Hey, how you doing? This is a Canon R6 Mark II, so maybe an R6 Mark III might be coming up. So we already have people in here. That's amazing. Let's see who's in the room with me on a Friday night. Welcome to Friday night. Where am I? I'm over here. Welcome to Friday night. So the mic doesn't look too much out of place. I think I'd like it a little bit more, as long as I don't break this thing. I think I'd like it a little more like that. Okay. So the whole purpose of this is to get the mic a little closer to me. I'm not really loving this loop right here, but there's no way I can't bend this and break this off. So it is what it is. All right, so let's see who's in here. Peter Gregg is in here. Who knew that Peter Gregg would show up? What camera am I? I'm on this, my Eleanor, my favorite girl. How you doing, sweetie? She's sitting there all pretty, and I do have the air conditioner on, but remember, we are running a noise suppression through Ecamm. It's a new feature that it has. So if you want to try Ecamm, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure I put a link in the description down below. And I don't even know what they call the description anymore anyway. So underneath the video, all right? Now, if you're watching this on a phone, like an iPhone, an Android phone, whatever kind of phones there are out there, okay? So let's see. Oh, Hal is joining. Let's let him in the room, first of all. Okay, so that'll put him in the room. Okay, so in order for me to bring somebody on, I'm going to have to hear them. Now, in order for me to hear them, I got to put my earbuds on. Without the earbuds, ain't nothing going to happen, dude. So thank you for participating, Hal. I appreciate it. Give me a second to get my act together here. Your act is probably better than my act. So this has got to go behind me like that. And then I've got to put the red in the right ear. So the whole purpose of this is so it doesn't feed back. So I've got to put this in. I'm sure Hal is sitting there laughing at me. This does go in my ear, but that is the wrong hole. All right, I got the right hole. Okay, so now I'll put this in this ear. There we go. And I'll put that over the top of my ear, fix my hair. Okay, there, that's better. And then I'll put this one in this ear. That's better. And then I got to stick that in this hole. Sure, I like this. Can't hear anything that's going on in the room. The house is empty, so if you see anything moving around, call the police. There should be no movement in this house. It's empty, the doors are locked, the windows are locked, and let's get this over my ears. So does that look kind of normal? I got to make this so it comes up behind my neck. All this so I could speak. All right, now I will check out. All right, Hal, look in your thing. Make sure your name is typed in and you're only looking at me through the Ecamm link. If you look at me on what I'm broadcasting, you're going to get confused as hell, okay? Because it's got like a 40-second delay. Just giving anybody that calls in is like a 40-second delay on that. And I'll be talking and my lips will be moving and you'll hear my voice later. So only look at the link that you clicked on in the Chrome with that there, and make sure if you're playing me on your Chrome or anything else that you mute that. But stay alive with the link that's coming from Ecamm themselves. They designed it to work that way, okay? So technically what happens is it comes to me in 720, but the picture that you're projecting comes and gets broadcast at 1080. So they have made it so that the quality is a little bit higher. All right. So let's see. Hal, are you ready? I'm gonna pop you in. So if you're not ready, get yourself ready. Comb your hair. Make sure you're wearing clean underwear and all that kind of good stuff. These things don't stay in my ear. Dang. And now I'm going to put you on my right side. Okay, so let's bring Hal in.
Hello.
There's Hal. Look at that smile. Oh my God. That's fantastic.
Long time watcher, just I don't chat very much, so.
Hi, but I see you all the time coming in to say hello, so you know I love you and I know who you are.
So I wanted to share that I got the Z50 Mark II.
Did you really?
Wanted to talk to you about, yeah.
Okay, so that's a Nikon Z50, but you got the new one, dude.
The two, yeah. The version 2, yeah.
When did you
get it?
So it
has the flip-out screen at B&H.
No, when?
Oh, about a month ago. Yeah.
Oh, so you've gotten used to the on button is over here, and
yeah, I had the Z50, the original, so it was basically almost the same.
Okay, so it's not like super new to you.
No, it still has a switch for video and photo.
Okay.
It has the user 1 and 2. I think the other one had that. But this has in-RAW, so that's the reason I bought this. So
So you like that?
Well, everybody talks about raw online. You know, raw video is supposed to be better. You know, because I've always been shooting in whatever scene file that I
Hmm.
like. Um, but yeah, everybody wants to shoot raw so you get more dynamic range.
Now
So I said,
that's
oh, in log, and it's 10-bit. So I said, oh, I might as well try it
now that's for pictures, basically, right?
for video.
Oh, for video. So it shoots
Yes,
video with RAW.
it shoots video 10-bit,
Mm.
422, up to 4K 60. And then in the menu, you could go, whoops, wow, this is not easy.
No, it's
So,
not. Wait till you have to do left and right. It's the opposite.
well, anyways, in the menu, you could go to 10-bit MOV, and then you could do SDR, HLG, and Nlog. And Nlog is the one that Nikon. That's the one they got in with Red. They got in trouble with Red with the Nlog. So, but the Nlog looks fantastic. It chews for cards. So with Nlog, I only could shoot about an hour. Um,
So can I
so
ask some dumb questions?
yes,
Is it using SD cards?
yes, regular. It uses the. I think it's called the Class 2, I guess.
Yeah, the faster one. I didn't know
Yeah,
if
the
they
one
put a
with the
special one
dual.
in there. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
the one with the dual pins.
Have you done anything that surprises you in a good way?
I've always had the Nikon cameras. I've always, every time they have a new camera, I usually buy it.
Okay.
The cheap ones. And
Yeah,
but
but you
this
know
is
the cheap ones are rising better and better and better.
yes,
You know,
yes. But this one, yeah. So 1 hour and 14 minutes
I
on
bet you
a.
dollar to donuts I could actually shoot a wedding with that camera. That's how
Well, you can
good
shoot up.
they're.
You can shoot up an hour at a time.
Okay, but I meant for
So
pictures. I'm a wedding
all
picture
pictures.
guy. Video after I retired, I went over to video. Okay, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good.
What's really cool about the photos is this is the first camera that they have the uh, Nikon image cloud. So you have to go to the computer, log onto their website, and then they have creators that have different looks or LUTs,
Okay.
and then you can pick it for your pictures. So they have like a dreamy sequence or black and white or high contrast. But that also works for video. So
Oh,
you could
it does. All
actually,
right. Cool.
yeah. So you could do like black and white video or do like a dreamy, like one is like a lot of chroma, one's a lot like no chroma. But it's for their website, and you can actually each creator has a little box of the picture. You click on it, and then it has all these LUTs, and then you connect your camera to your Wi-Fi, and then it automatically talks to the Nikon's website and automatically puts a LUT right onto your camera. So
Wow.
it's something I've never ever dealt with, and it's
Mm-hmm.
very interesting. It's cool. And then if you pay for a small fee, they also your photos can go up on the cloud directly from the camera, so you can connect to your cell phone or your hotspot. So it's very interesting what they're trying to do with this camera.
So just to repeat, because we are got a lot of people watching, or a few people anyway. Let's see how many we got in here. Oh, we got 8. It's not a big show tonight. Did you get nervous to come on live?
No, I work in television, broadcast
Okay, good.
television. So I worked at a TV station back early '90s. So I've
That's cool.
always behind the camera. So this is normal for me just to talk and stuff. So
So, what is your setup for me to see you right now? What's the camera that you're using and stuff?
Logitech is one of the popular Logitech. I got it during the lockdown.
It's a webcam.
Yeah, it's a webcam.
Looks
Yeah.
pretty good, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's a Logitech 920 or something. I don't know what
Okay,
it. It's the one that's popular. If you do a Logitech, it's like the most popular camera on B&H.
okay.
And then I have the Mac Mini.
Oh,
Absolutely love
you
that
do
thing.
have the Mac Mini. Yeah, it's pretty
I
good.
love it. For
Wh-
500
which
some odd dollars.
which M do you have? M1,
Oh, I
2,
just bought
3.
the cheapest one.
Okay.
The So
But they
that's
have
the.
different M's. The M1 came out a couple of years ago,
I'm gonna
and
have
that's
to
the one I
look.
have, by the way.
This is embarrassing. I don't know.
Oh,
M2.
M2. So I got
M2.
the M1. So you're ahead of me on that. Okay, so that's
Um,
pretty good.
so I do video editing on Final Cut,
Oh,
and
you use Final Cut.
I use
Okay.
Final Cut, and then I bought a little uh, one of those SSD drives,
Yeah.
and because I didn't want to buy the extra memory for the
Got.
for
I
the
did the
Mac.
same exact thing. Yep.
So I just plug it directly into it. It's 1,000 megabits per second or something, and Final Cut does fine with the 4K
Is that
footage.
the T7 by any chance? T
It's
something?
I use the one that's which one is that called? Let me show you.
I'm
It's
only
I
asking because some of them work great and some of them don't.
oh, I haven't had any problems with these yet.
Hmm.
SanDisk.
Mine looks just like that with a little orange tab.
Yeah. So
And
what I do is I buy. Oh, that's so weird to do that.
I
So
know,
I
I
buy.
told you.
So every client has one of these. So it's like, okay, you want to do like I'm doing a project for a refinery company. So I said,
Okay.
you have to give me the money for the hard drive. So I buy the hard drive, and then all
And
their
that
footage lives on that. So
goes on
each
that.
client has, a hard drive. So it keeps it
And
more organized for me.
and how does the client get your footage physically? Do you send it
I
by
usually do Google Drive
Google
because
Drive?
Google
Okay.
Drive you do permissions and only certain
Okay.
people can see it. So it
Right.
works out fine for me. Yeah, Google
I
Drive.
use something called WeTransfer. It's free
Yes,
up to 2 gigabytes, I think.
I used that years ago, but Google Drive, I think
Is
it's
better.
$20. I pay $20 a year for like 2 terabytes, and it works fine.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna have to look into that. Google Drive.
Google Drive. Yeah, it's so I have the whole suite. So I have my spreadsheets in there for my expenses for the company. I
Hmm.
have my invoices. Everything's in the Google world. But then
I don't
everything else is
remember.
Mac.
I don't remember. And if you don't want to say, just say you don't want to say. But what part of the country are you in?
I'm in South Florida.
Oh, you're down here with me. We having
Yes,
lunch
yeah.
tomorrow.
I want to visit you at some point. Yeah.
Pollo Tropical has got a new coconut shrimp. I tried it day before yesterday, and dang, was that good. Okay,
I do
surprised the
their
heck out of me.
tropical bowls. That's what I do.
Oh, I haven't tried that one,
Yeah.
but they have a new coconut shrimp, and somebody got it for me, and I'm going like, I don't usually do fish from restaurants and stuff like that. No, try it, you like it. Oh my God, it was so good. I couldn't believe it. So that was fantastic.
Cool.
So let's see. Do I have any other questions? Your
But great
audio.
camera. Great camera for 1,000
Yeah,
bucks.
we're gonna do more on the camera in a second. What lens is
Yeah.
on there? The kit lens, or do you
It's
have
a
a
kit
special?
lens. And then
My,
my favorite lenses are the 18 to 140.
ooh, that packs a wallop.
So that's my go to the park, go to the zoo lens.
Do
And
you have
then
a low
for
light lens?
yes, so I have to do my interviews with, it's the 40 mil.
Okay, good, good,
So
good,
that
good.
makes it like a 60, I think. And I found the 50, 60 millimeter is about the perfect for interviews. And
Uh,
then and everybody's talking about the 24,
yeah, that's a very
the new one.
popular lens. Now
Weird,
I'll tell
weird
you
lens
is
cap.
I want to use the word secret, but it's not a secret. But it's unusual in the sense that a person that shoots Nikon usually won't go outside of their neighborhood. Okay, but Randy put an adapter on my night. I got the Z6 Mark III here. Okay, we're not looking at that right now. We're looking at a Sony, but there's a Megadap 21 adapter. Okay, and Randy put it on my camera. I run Sony lenses on the Nikon camera, and it's like the Nikon doesn't even know the difference. When I do the same thing on Canon with a different adapter, it doesn't work quite as well. But so I figured, okay, we'll try this Megadap on here and see. And dang, any Sony mount. So basically, the reason you would do that, if you find a good buy, that's why.
Mhm.
Otherwise, there's no sense
Or
to it.
or don't do what I do. I bought the Sony FX30, and I have 3
Oh,
lenses for that system.
there. So, did you get the Megadap 21 thing?
No. I just use native. Yeah, because I,
Okay.
I always do. It's either interviews
Yeah.
or like the 24 is like a 35 for like B-roll, and that's all I ever do. So all I
All
need is
right.
2 lenses. But
Can
the
we get into
Sony,
that a little bit? How
yeah,
how do you set up like an interview? You're the one recording it on your camera,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I have
Tell me
two
where you
lights per
place the
camera.
person, the lighting, the camera.
Yeah, you always want
Uh,
to try to get the person away from the wall or the background.
absolutely. Thank you.
And yes,
Thank you. The first thing everybody does, they go stand up against the wall. What the hell? Get away from the wall.
yeah. And then I put it to the widest aperture. So
Right.
these, let's see, I think it's yeah, this is an f2 on the
Okay.
40.
That's good. That's good.
So I put it to f2, and then
Hmm.
I put the autofocus on slow. So you don't want to see the pulsating too much.
Yeah.
On slow, it works fine.
Okay, good.
And then I have 2 Amaran lights, uh, the cheap ones, the 60s,
And how do
and
you
then I
place
have
them compared to the person?
45-degree angle is what I was told. So
Okay, you're
like
right. You're right.
it's like 45-degree angle, and
Yeah.
then I have a backlight kicker like hitting the shoulders and the hair,
Okay. And where
and
do you
then
place that? Below their body?
it's the
The,
other
the
side of the 45.
Oh, it's
Oh,
on the side. Okay.
yeah, it's almost directly opposite of the key light.
Okay.
That's what I was told. The backlight's always the opposite of
That'll
key
work
light,
fine. It's not in
and
the
then
frame though, right?
no, it's not. And then the
Okay.
third one is to light up the background.
Okay.
I usually put everything on daylight, and the background is on tungsten, so it makes it a little warmer.
It makes it warmer in the background.
And then I usually put a practical, like a lamp or something.
Okay.
Everybody thinks the lamp's doing it, but it's actually the light.
Can
And
I
then,
can I explain what you just said a little bit
oh
more
yes, definitely,
amateurish? I
yes.
don't mean to be talking over you. All right. So what Hal is saying, okay, is he sits the subject down like I'm sitting and he's sitting. Okay. So maybe what, about 4 feet or 5 feet in front of the person
Hmm.
at a 45-degree angle. So this is, which camera am I on? So this is straight. So that's like a 45. All right. So the main light would be either over here. That's better with the more light.
Yeah, yeah.
Either over here or over there. And that becomes what's called the key light. Key
Hmm.
light means main light. Okay. We got fancy words for that crap. All right. So you've got that. Then you put another one very similar to that, opposite
Hmm.
direction. That becomes the fill light. Okay. And so now you're lighting the person up with 2 lights. Now I'm running the same thing here, just so you guys know. However, I have the lighting balanced, which is called flat lighting. Okay.
Hmm.
Flat lighting is more flattering. It's not super artsy. So if you watch like Gerald Undone or any other big YouTuber, they'll put a bright light on one side and have shadow on this side.
That's what I do.
I
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, you actually have a little of that going on now, except that your screen is lighting up your face. All right. So flat lighting is more actually flattering. It reduces blemishes and stuff like that, but it's not very artsy. Okay. So people don't do that as much as I do it. All right. Now, the trick is Hal will take another light behind him. Okay. So if the key light is here, okay, now I don't know if you do it like this, Hal, but he will go right across the back and another
Yes.
light will be over there. Like the
Usually
first
on a
part
boom pole,
on a what?
boom pole, or a C
Oh,
stand.
okay. Okay, so he's got it on a pole, but it's not in the picture.
No, it's
Okay.
above person.
There you go. And that's lighting and giving you like a little bit of a hair light. It makes the picture come
For
alive,
sure.
actually, is what happens. Okay. And do you have a fourth light that you're using? The
No, I have a
For the
third light
background?
for the background,
Well, if we got
and
1, 2, and 3,
and the back and a light just hitting the background.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the lighting, the way he set it up. For you guys that are interested on how to set up the lighting. So
And then
you're
I
a
have a big
professional, dude. What the heck?
yeah, I've been broadcast since the early '80s. I worked at Trinity Broadcasting Network with Jan and Paul for over 40 years.
I sang on there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, so I
uh,
might have seen you there.
okay.
I was the sound guy there. I was the audio guy.
I sang on the show,
Well,
and
PTL. Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord program. And I also sang when they the night before they went with the PTL. They had me singing, actually, because I sang. Let's just call it a Howard Johnson's. I don't know if it was, or it might have been a Marriott. Okay, so Paul and Jan are the hosts of the
Yes.
PTL program on Trinity Broadcasting Network, and God rest their souls. They're in heaven now. Okay, so I sang there. I impressed them so much, they invited me to come and sing the next night and live. So when the camera turned on me, it's like a deer in the eyes for a few minutes until I warmed up, you know. And Jan,
I'm
she's a
glad I was there.
sweetheart, you
Oh,
know.
she's sweet. Yeah.
Matt was there, and that's when he was in his younger days with the long hair.
Yes.
Thought he was
Yes.
so cool, you know. And
He's
I
running
think,
the place now.
yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And I met Paul Jr., which is his
Paul
older
Jr.
son, and then the younger son. I am aware of what's going on. I'm just keeping it all, you know. And Jan saw I was actually nervous, so she just came and stood right in front of me, you know, and so like I could sing to her, and I sang, and it went very
Well,
well. We had a good time. So
I got a
uh,
real funny story. So
go ahead.
I started there when I was 14, interning,
Wow.
and I was a sound engineer on the floor audio. So they had two audio boards. So one that
Which
mixed
station?
at Channel 45 off of
Here.
Hollywood.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it was down
off of
here.
Pembroke
Okay.
Road. So, there's an audio board that mixed the sound for the on air, what everybody hears. And
Mm-hmm.
there's another audio board that did the audience. We had a live audience
Right.
and also the monitors. So I was doing the mixing for that. On live air, Jan was complaining how it was sounding. And
Really?
Paul Crouch says, leave the kid alone. He just started out. So,
How
I
many
had my
years
name.
ago would you say that is?
That would have been
In
1986.
I was going to say this is 80s and 90s
Yep.
because I sang there, I believe, at the beginning of the 90s,
Mhm.
91, 92, maybe earlier. Might have been. I don't remember. It's a long time ago. I hate to tell you.
Yeah,
So,
I ended up working mass control there, so I aired a lot of the programs, and then worked myself up to the sound engineer for all the programming. That was a Yamaha like 96 channel board, back the
oh, it's
analog,
a big one. Holy
big one. Yeah.
mackerel!
And then we had reel to reels playing the
Yeah.
music, and we had 8 tracks to play like bumpers and stuff.
And
But
when
it
you
was a fun
walk outside the building and you look up, the antenna's going up. What is it?
antennas.
1,000 feet, 1,200 feet, something like that.
Well, yeah,
1,200. Okay,
I think
it's
it's
one
like
of the big ones. They called it back then the candelabra. Okay,
yes, because they had 3 antennas on top of it.
right. 3 different stations were on the top,
And
and
then after that, I worked with Dr. Kennedy with the Core Ridge Hour.
oh, that's
So
cool.
he
I
was
never
the
sang
number
there, but I've been to
he
that
was the
church 3 or 4
number
times.
one Presbyterian on television. So I
Yeah,
worked there for like 20 years with them. So
he was a
I've been
real
around.
class act.
Yes, I got
Yeah.
to travel all around the world. I did all the interviews back when we had Betacam cameras and the
So who are
big
you
area.
interviewing now? Is it in the Christian circle or is it in the
Yeah,
business
right
world?
now it's stuff for like PBS. I just did we had
Okay.
so every once a week I run a crane. It's called a jib.
Mm-hmm.
It goes like 40 feet, and so I've been doing interviews and stuff with that. That's going to air on PBS at some point.
So if I need someone to do the switching with all this stuff, you know how
Well,
to work all this crap.
I have a TriCaster here at the house. I have 2 video mixers. I got
Wow.
4 cameras. I could do a whole production if you need it.
Oh my God. I didn't know you were that high end. I see your name. Oh, there's Hal. How you doing, Hal? And I'm figuring the man's an executive in Microsoft or IBM, and here he is, right up the
Always been
same
a
alley as what
cameraman my
I'm doing.
whole life.
Is there a reason you don't have a YouTube show?
A couple
Not
people have told
really.
me that. I don't
It
know. I've
never.
always been behind the scenes.
It has to either tickle your fancy or it's out.
I produce
So,
everybody else's YouTube channel.
oh, that's
I have
good.
several people I help out with their YouTube channels. So
Oh, you do? Okay, that's
yeah,
pretty cool.
we'll go to their home and record it, and then we shoot like 5 or 6 programs, and then it airs, throughout the month.
So technically, you're higher end than I am. Okay, I'm a one-man operation. I never was involved in video before. I sang on TBN a few times. That's it. Okay. Now I must have done 100,000 weddings. I don't
Hmm.
know how many, but video is what I got into after I retired from photography. And I was sitting here bored, and of course everybody's got their own problems. So I had my health problems, and it was getting me depressed. And I was complaining to the Lord all the time. Why don't you heal me? Why And then finally, God spoke to me and says, "Stop looking at what you cannot do and start looking at what you can do." You
Hmm.
know. And guess what? I could sit in front of a camera and talk all day long. So
I love your show every week. Yeah, it's
that's
awesome.
I started doing this, and I keep it very amateurish, not fancy, and
It looks
and
professional. Trust me. From the stuff I do, your show looks great, sounds great. It's
the
good.
reason it does that is because of my background with wedding photography. I want my set to look like I would like a picture of me to be
Hmm.
taken or close, okay? And that's what makes a difference. And the other thing is, I'm one of those sticklers where I insisted early on to shoot 4K, where
Hmm.
everybody is super happy with 1080, and there's nothing wrong with 1080. I mean, Sly does 1080, and she looks great, and Randy does 1080. But anal, I like 4K because it dribbles down to 1080 better than
Hmm.
1080 in my opinion. But
Correct.
that's where you get those church arguments, pre-rapture, mid-rapture, post-rapture, and all that stuff. It's the same thing with
Predestination and
cameras,
all that. Yeah.
right? It's RAW versus JPEG, and
Well,
flat lighting
I'm,
versus.
I'm
Go ahead.
fortunate to work at a church up in Palm Beach.
Oh,
Uh,
cool.
we have the latest Sony cameras, the cinema cameras. We
Cinemas or
have the
PTZs?
cinema
Cinema.
with
Okay.
with the Sony Branos
Okay.
as the handheld cameras, and then we have 2 jibs, and each one has they're all PL glass on all the cameras,
Wow. High
fiber
end.
optics.
They're obviously broadcasting.
Yeah, it's Christ Fellowship in Palm Beach.
Okay. I'll have
They're
to
one
look
of the
that up.
largest churches in the area. Yeah.
I'd never heard of it, so I will have to definitely
Yeah,
check it out.
they have 10 campuses and 40,000 people show up every week on
10
a Sunday.
campuses?
Yes.
Holy
And so
crapola.
what we do is each campus has a live musicians, and then what we do at the main campus gets put on a big screen in the middle of the room, and then they watch the sermon from our location.
That's fantastic. Boy, it's amazing who's in the audience, and I just don't know what everybody does. So, golly gee whiz, Batman, I'm so happy you stopped in. I'm
Not
not
a
getting
problem.
rid of you. I'm just saying, this is like enlightening for me. So, these people that are just getting rolling and stuff like that, they like to know how this stuff works. Like you could take Sly, and she started out not knowing a whole lot, and now she's a queen of doing this stuff.
Mhm.
So it's actually really, really pretty cool. So you're running Sony's at the church. You got
It's Sony, yeah,
you
and
got
they're
Sony in your house, and you got
Sony,
Nikon in your house.
yeah. But
So the FX. Go ahead.
all the gigs I do, it's all Sony, and it's all FX9s, FX6s, or
Oh,
the Buranos or the Venice.
so you're
And we're
you're that's
talking like
higher end.
ninety
Yeah.
percent. 90% of the gigs are like that, and the other ten
Wow.
percent is airy. the Arri Alexa, the Arri NF.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah,
what do
it's
you
all
use the
Sony.
FX30 for?
For my projects.
Okay.
And every once in a while they need like a slash camera, so like the really tight shot of someone's head on an
Right.
interview, they use that camera.
Okay. Is it yours or theirs?
Yeah, it's mine. Yeah.
Okay, so you own that.
It's
You
for about $2,000. You can't go wrong with that camera.
you can't go wrong with that. Sammy is in school for filmmaking in New Jersey. It's I can't remember the name of the school, and he's got the FX30, and his equipment is better than what the school provides for him.
Hmm.
Okay, I mean they've got FS cameras, not FXs, FS like sugar. Okay,
They're still great cameras.
they're very good cameras,
They're
but
only
many
8-bit.
times,
They're
hmm?
only 8-bit. But, you know, they're
Right.
8-bit cameras. F10.
Okay, there you go. So many times they'll ask Sammy to, can we use your camera? Or will you record this and film this? And of course, at his age, it thrills him, And it's supposed to be exciting, right, Hal? It's supposed to be
Yes.
fun,
And
So,
that camera is also great for gimbals because it's so small.
yeah, it
And I
is.
bought the Sigma
Yeah.
18 to 50
35,
2.8.
18 to 35, 1.8?
No, it's 18 to 50, I think.
Okay, so that is 2.8. Okay.
2.8. I
Because the
love that
one
lens.
videographers use is 18 to 35, 1.8 because of the 1.8.
Yeah.
Okay, on Sigma.
I just
So
wanted
you,
like a $500 lens for it. So
yeah. No, it's not 500, the one I'm talking about.
yeah. And then
So
I love the XLR handle on it.
I'm
It makes
surprised that
so much.
as much that you're into this and as much as you know that you sit there and watch me. I don't know
Yeah.
how come I'm not boring to you.
No,
It's
I learn stuff from you every week.
seriously.
Yeah,
Wow.
about techniques or your singing or how you can bless the people that watch you. Your attitude towards things. It's just fantastic.
Ah, thank you. And I've seen you here for quite a long time.
Since the
And
pandemic, I started watching you.
I think you came into my birthday 2 years ago.
Yes.
Okay, so that's where I remember. I just don't remember where everybody is from and that kind of stuff. So don't be insulted when I go, "Where are you?" And you go, "Oh, I'm right here in South Florida, Peter. All you have to do is look out the window. So you
Yeah,
got a great personality,
I'm
you
born
know.
and raised in Florida, so
I was born in New York, but I grew up down here, all around
that,
Miami
that counts.
Springs and all those surrounding communities, Miami Lakes,
Mhm.
and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, my dad was a teacher at Miami Lakes High School,
senior high?
senior high. Yeah,
Oh,
the
okay.
one with the planetarium.
The one that's got no windows.
I don't remember. I was a kid then.
The school has no windows. It's like, they used to call it a prison,
Oh
but
my goodness.
if you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. It's so let's see. Well, before I end it with you, let's come back to the Nikon. That would
Yeah,
be the most interesting thing to our guys that are here. Okay, so you've had it for a month,
best thing
and
they ever did.
so the one before that, is that the one that had the flip up?
Correct. No, flip down.
Oh, the one flip down. Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
like
you
that.
couldn't see the tripod and
You're
just
right. The tripod split your view right in half. Okay, so this new one is they really did a good job with the
well, what
features
they
on it.
did was Nikon before they bought Red, they said they were going to concentrate more on video. So sure enough, they have their
So they bought
raw.
red.
Yeah, they have in raw in this camera, and it's under $1,000. So I think it's pretty amazing. So
Have you done anything with NRAW?
I tried shooting a couple. I have color checker charts and try
Okay.
to grade it. Uh, it's just easier for me to pick a look and just record. Um, so I'm still learning how to do raw because it is an art, and you have to do
Mm-hmm.
in DaVinci Resolve. You got to do a bunch of things to get to look right, and I'm still learning all that.
Will Final Cut Pro run your NRAW in that program?
Yes, every
Okay.
program does. Yeah,
So it will handle it.
it's ProRes raw.
ProRes
That doesn't work.
RAW. Okay.
That does not work in every device.
Okay.
And that's where the Z8 and the Z9 has that.
Okay. Randy has those cameras. He came here with the Z9, Z8 in hand, and I got to
Yeah,
play with all that stuff.
and now the Z6 III has in RAW, but it shoots 6K. This is 4K.
Okay. So I do have that. It's over here.
Amazing.
I don't
It's a
have the
great camera.
cameras switching because of the whatever the conference call that we're doing. Yeah, I
But
can't
yeah,
switch it around.
it
Go
has
ahead.
a mic jack. It has a headphone jack, so you can monitor your audio. You can put audio in here.
Okay.
So it works really well.
Does it have, of course, the dreaded micro HDMI output?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have that. I don't know why they insist on using those, but they put them in there.
I usually tape it to the camera to make sure it doesn't pull out.
Yeah, because it breaks, and I've had them do that, and it's just
And that's
rough
great
on
for
the owner. Oh,
having the
it's got a
flash.
pop-up flash. Okay,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
So yeah, I bought this to take photos and do video. So
What are these? You said they're around $1,000.
yeah, about 1,000.
Okay.
And it also has a viewfinder. So
Yeah.
if I shoot outside, I'd rather take this than the FX30, because the
Okay.
FX30, there's no viewfinder.
No viewfinder, so it's hard to
this
see.
does work. This does work better outside.
Yeah. The one thing that it wouldn't matter to you, but because I do a lot of handheld stuff, I like it when they have the gyro data being recorded onto the SD card.
Yeah, there's no stabilize. That's not stabilized at all.
Yeah. So there's a program that I found. It's free, so I sound like a salesman for it. Okay. It's called GyroFlow. And you have the FX30. Okay.
Yes. Oh, so I
you
can do that with that?
You can download the GyroFlow, get the 1.6.0, okay, whatever the newest one is, and try to run it through there. It's a little cumbersome the first time because you don't know what the heck you're doing, But once you see that it's better than a gimbal, honestly.
I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna download and try it.
Yeah, it won't cost you anything. So it's kind of like Magic Lantern was with Canon, where people just got upset with Catalyst Browse, which was free. But Catalyst Browse squelches every the good parts of the camera. Okay, it only outputs in 8-bit, and it only outputs in whatever the lowest resolution is, and it won't queue any of the files. So if you got like 10 or 12 files, you can't put them on. Go for dinner, and it'll do that. So the GyroFlow does all that. It'll even output in ProRes if you want,
Oh, cool.
all the way to 444, which I don't use that, but So give that a shot with your FX30.
Definitely.
It might bring that to life for you a little bit if you like that kind of stuff. So,
anything's better than holding that gimbal.
Yeah. I'm not against the gimbal, Hal, but if I were going to come to your house, I don't think I want to bring a gimbal,
Right.
I'd like to just bring the camera and just shoot what I want to shoot, which is why I like this A7C Mark II. It does everything nice except the stabilization sucks. Basically, it doesn't do it very well. But I run the clips through the GyroFlow, and lo and behold, they come out like, oh, you have a gimbal? No, I don't, Now, just so to balance it out, Randy doesn't like using GyroFlow, okay? So to each his own. Like I said, I'm not a salesman for GyroFlow. I just happen to like it a lot, okay? So what did they say? Your mileage may vary or something to that effect.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like I love Final Cut. I know there's a lot of people who don't like it at all.
Oh, I love it too. The main thing I was going to say with Final Cut, but it's not with Final Cut, is these things have to become your tool. Once you learn them, the name on it doesn't matter anymore. That's what I learned to use, and that becomes my tool. So in 2017, I bought a Mac from Windows, okay? And along with the Mac, I got Final Cut Pro, and it came with a man. His name is Osvaldo, and he's in Massachusetts, but the man trained me, and now, not Gyroflow, Final Cut Pro is my tool, you know. And I just learned something on it that you'd think I know so much with it, but you know what? When you press the R on your keyboard, you get the range tool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you use the range tool and mark a section, and then you go and slow the speed down on that section, only with the R tool, it'll ramp it up and ramp it down, and
Oh,
it
I didn't
looks a
know that.
lot smoother. I didn't know it because I would cut it, and then that little clip, I would slow it down or whatever I wanted to do to make it slow motion, and it would just jump into slow motion.
Right.
Okay. You do the same thing using the R, which is the range tool, and it looks smoother. It looks like a professional did it. Doesn't look like I did it. It looks like a professional did it, you know. So, and I just learned that a week ago, maybe 2 weeks. So, that new information, you know.
Yeah. You can always learn something with these softwares. And plus they do
Absolutely.
updates. They change stuff, you know.
For free, you know.
Yeah. I paid it. I bought it like 15 years ago, I guess.
Well, I'm not quite that old, but
Well, I'm
I
talking
don't
about
mean
software.
age. Yeah. But
I
I
bought it
meant
when it first came out.
I bought it in 2017, and I have not paid another dime since.
Exactly. It's really
Okay, now
cool.
you could do the same thing with DaVinci Resolve, okay,
Yes.
because they don't charge anything at all. They used to limit you where you couldn't output in 4K, I believe, but now they removed that
On the free
and
one?
on the free one. Yeah.
Yeah. Free
So
one, it does a lot. So it's a great
yeah,
way to learn.
it's the price is right, especially for beginners. But again, once you learn that tool, you stick with it because
Yep.
you got to be someone like Sammy. You know, at 20 years old, his brain is like very active. So he's running in and out of Final Cut Pro, DaVinci Resolve, and then the school has him using something else that I don't even remember the name of it.
Avid?
Probably. Okay.
Yeah, Avid's the industry standard.
Is that okay?
Yeah, but
So,
no one ever uses it.
yeah, well, most guys use either Premiere Pro or
Sure.
Final Cut Pro or DaVinci Resolve has really floated to the top now. Okay.
Yes. Well, DaVinci
Or
is replacing Adobe now with a lot of people.
I like that. I don't like the subscription model. That's what I object to.
Well, yeah, me
Uh,
too.
yeah, when I bought the Final Cut Pro, they haven't charged anything
Mhm.
again, and that's why I'm looking at what's the one that Apple just bought for raw pictures, Photomator. I think it's Photomator. Okay, Pixelmator, Photomator. Apple bought that company.
I didn't hear
Okay,
that.
yeah, so we're gonna, and I mean just. I mean, I would say it's just a matter of months. So we'll see what happens with that because again, Lightroom is a subscription plan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I have Lightroom because my godson gets it from through his school, the high school. So he comes here, he does work on it, so he's installed it. So I'll sneak in there and use it. It's not a problem, and I
I
know
use
it.
Photoshop Express, so it's a
Okay.
one-time fee of $100,
Does it work for
and
you well?
it does the basics basically. I'm missing a lot from regular Photoshop, but it
Okay.
beats paying the subscription fee, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah. The subscription the fee is what gets me because
Mhm.
they took away because of a lawsuit we went through my credit cards and stuff. So I wouldn't be able to have it even if I wanted to, you know, because they only charge you on the credit card every month.
Right. Correct.
So I have someone gifted me with Pixelmator, and that's Mater, Pixelmator. Okay. But what's missing in that program, and you'll recognize it, is what's called like the slideshow view at the bottom, where
Mm-hmm.
you can pick the picture, next picture, next
Mm-hmm.
picture.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have that. But
Hmm.
Photomator, which is its brother or sister program, does have it. Okay. So it's $100. So if I lose the Lightroom, let's say for some reason I can't use it anymore, I would probably force myself to use Photomator because Apple's a good company to have behind a
Yeah.
software. You know,
Yeah.
Final Cut Pro, motion. What's the other one they got? They got like a trio. Oh, the one with the music. I forgot the name of it. I did my whole album on it. Hmm?
Garage Band.
Yeah, but they have a pay model of that, a higher end.
Oh,
Okay.
Logic.
Logic Pro, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have that. You buy it once and you own it, and it's yours. So I did my whole CD on that. So I think we better get back to the show here. We probably got everybody bored, but
Well,
boy, it
thank
was
you.
great talking to you.
Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for having the guts to come on. I appreciate that.
Not a problem.
A lot of people wouldn't do it, and thank you. You saved my bacon tonight because there's nobody else that's trying to come on. So if it wasn't for you, it'd be just me tonight, all by my lonesome. So,
All right.
and
God bless.
God bless you too. Thank you, Hal. I really mean it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. God bless you. I'll catch you later.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye. So that is Hal, and I don't know how to take him off. Oh, yes, I do. The X over here. Bye, Hal. There we go. So now you guys are stuck with me again. Okay. What a nice guy he is, huh? That's fantastic. So I'll put the cameras to revolve again. We still have, 10, 15 minutes left. Anybody else want to pop in? The link is in the description below. Hal had the guts to come on, talk. Look, the guy's smarter than me. I mean, that's fantastic. You never know who's in your own audience. Honestly, it tickles me. And not only that, he's in my own town. Okay. So I already forgot the name of the church, but I know it's up in West Palm. So it's Christ something. And maybe he could put it in the, well, no, don't put it there because it doesn't show that anymore. You'll give it to me one time. You know what I should have is a pencil and a paper here. I noticed, did you notice Hal was writing things down? That's the mark of a smart man. Okay, right there. When you got the brains to write it down, you're a smart man. Okay. So if anybody else wants to join in to say hello, I want to start doing like an open revolving door. It doesn't have to be long. If you only want to stay on 5-10 minutes, you don't have to take up a whole show. Okay. And you don't have to be nervous. We don't get a lot of people in here, but it's a very nice group of people. Everybody is very, very nice. And I'm very appreciative of. So let's come back to the more important people than me. So that would be you guys. All right. So Randy's here. And he's saying, hello, welcome live from Miami in the Christmas room. It's Peter Gregg. Let's see. We've got, remember to give a like. Yeah, if you guys haven't clicked a like, it doesn't do anything because we're live. So it's free, okay? But it's an encouragement to me that somebody's giving me a thumbs up on the show. So it's just a personal thing. It makes me feel good. Okay. So, Sly is coming in now. See, isn't that nice? That's what I want. I want to have revolving people to start coming in because, look, this channel is not growing. It's us. It's the family. So come in and say hi. If you're embarrassed, Sly, if you're ready, I'm ready to put you on. Okay. So I like to give a heads up so that people can be forewarned. I need to switch to the correct camera here. And in case I forget, I need to put a camera that doesn't revolve, okay? And then I'll put her right here next to me. And there's Sly. Okay, so she's in Oklahoma. And boy, she looks nice tonight. She put on a special shirt. And she's getting things ready still. I don't know if you can hear me, Sly, but as soon as she's ready, she'll just pop right in. I did speak to her on the phone today. There she is.
I can hear you, but I'm getting... Why am I getting feedback?
There's a second source playing back. Look at your cameras. Look at, obviously, your Chrome shouldn't be on, okay? And, I mean, the broadcast. So if you're getting feedback, it's a second source coming from somewhere, okay? And sometimes it'll take me forever to find what's going on. So I'll just keep talking while you hunt it down. So
Yes.
I did speak to Sly today. She had her grandson. I think it was yesterday and last night. So doesn't she look worn out? Look at her. She's been running ragged everywhere. She looks terrific. So we had a little episode today. I ordered something from, oh, damn. What's the name of that company? I kept,
Well,
when I was texting with her, I was saying AliExpress and it kept writing Alibaba. And I started to correct it and I said, to hell with it, you know. So they delivered it, but not to me. They delivered it to somebody in Palm Beach. So I called Sly because she's ordered from there before. And she says, no, 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 that's not right. And I can't go to West Palm Beach to find out who got it. So I sent Sly a picture of what I got. And it's dog food. I did not order dog food, okay? But she recognized that. So this woman is a detective. Be careful when you're around Sly because she's a gumshoe, as they used to say 100 years ago. So are you ready to be able to talk yet?
I think so, yes.
Are you getting feedback?
No.
Okay. So how you doing?
I'm good. I'm
There you
good.
go.
So I'm trying something new.
What
I
you
want
doing?
your opinion.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the little Ozbot. Okay, you've seen this 100 times. So what do you think of this one?
Uh-oh. Here it comes.
It's a, it's a wider shot.
It
Did it
didn't
come up?
change. No, it didn't
It didn't.
change.
It didn't change.
Yeah. And you need to kind of stay in the middle because you're going over to your right. There you go.
And
now I
it
taught
did
her how
not
to make
change.
herself taller. Now she's taller than me. But she's the boss, so you just got to do what she says. So what are you
Well,
trying to change to?
to this other camera.
Is it a secret? Are you going to shock us?
Yeah, well, yeah, if I can get it to work.
Okay.
But it doesn't seem to want to work.
If you're doing it in Ecamm, it won't work. You got to do it on the window that came from Ecamm where it says to choose your camera. That's one way. The other way to do it is to pick the virtual camera, and then you can use Ecamm.
Okay. Now I'm froze.
That's all right. Switch camera and come back. It'll unfreeze.
Switch the camera and come back. Okay. Okay.
All right.
So,
now on the window that
yes.
comes from my Ecamm, not yours.
Yes.
Look where you can choose your camera and see if you can pick virtual camera, if that's there at all.
That's when it froze.
But do it again anyway. You know how to unfreeze it now.
It froze again.
And it froze again. Okay. So now in your Ecamm, okay, look in your drop-down menus up at the top and make sure virtual camera is on. Let me see if I could find where it is. It's not there. It's not there.
It's not there.
It's in there somewhere. All right,
well,
it's under output. It's under output. Under output, all the way up at the top, most of the way down, there's virtual camera, and it should be checked.
Okay. So let me try this again.
Okay, let's see if you freeze again. This is the night of the frozen Sly. But look at the smile. She's not frozen. Did it work?
Well, no.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if I can try this again. Okay. Yes, it worked.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. So, and I need to be...
Now you're going to move over again. So this is a different camera.
Okay.
Okay.
This is a different
You got to move to... Okay.
Okay.
So this is not the spot that you were just on. This is a different camera.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
So I'm just playing with it tonight.
Are we supposed to guess what it is? Or you're going to tell us?
Well, I don't think it's quite the picture that the Ozbot is.
You mean it's a lower level to you? To me,
Yes.
over here, it looks fine, but I'm looking at 720. I don't know what people
Oh.
are looking at in broadcast land.
Okay.
So
Well, to me, it looks like it's 720 versus the
it might
1080 on the
be what
Osbot.
you might be seeing 720. Because I know they send
Okay.
it out the door from Ecamm at 1080, but I don't get that. Maybe you don't get that either. Probably to save bandwidth, they lower the
Right.
resolution down.
Right.
Do I
So,
sound okay to you? I moved the microphone a little closer to me.
yeah, you sound fine.
Okay, good.
I've got my handy dandy earbuds in so I can hear you.
Yeah, I had to do that too.
But so Louis Vega, Mr. Camera Junkie,
Mr. Camera Junkie. Okay.
uses a iPhone for one of his shots. And so I thought, well, I have an old iPhone laying around and it doesn't have a SIM card in it.
Is this
And it
it?
doesn't, this is it. And
That ain't
so
bad.
it
Honest
doesn't
to
need a
God, that
capture
ain't
card.
bad.
Yeah. It doesn't need a capture card. You plug it directly into the Mac Mini.
So when
And
this show is over, we'll come back and look at it.
yeah, well,
Look at
so,
the broadcast, and you'll be able to see what that is.
but I think this is a clearer picture.
Okay. See,
So
you can't.
this
You
is
can.
the
You can see
Osbot.
better than I can. Okay.
Well,
I
not
can't.
really. I don't have my
I
glasses
can't
on.
tell. Well, put them on. Oh,
Well, it what doesn't help because it's in that it's not close enough to see
and
with the
it's not far
glasses, and
enough.
it's
All right.
not far enough away. I'd have to like stand over against the wall. But I did Christmas lighting for you.
Oh yeah, I see the red and the green up there. Very
Yeah, yeah.
cool. I
Christmas
still got to get
balloon, Christmas
not anytime soon, but I got to get what's the name of it? Devo or something? The lights that you got, the cans that go up in the ceiling, where they shoot straight down or something.
Govee.
Govee, yes.
Govee.
I
Yes.
think those are the coolest thing. And
Yeah.
see,
Well,
mine
because
is a little dark in the background, and I'd like to get some of the Govee lights to light up the wall and behind the Christmas tree and stuff like that. Maybe on this smaller box, maybe it wouldn't do a whole lot. If I don't know how to enlarge myself, let's try with this button and see what happens. Okay, so that's enlarging myself. Maybe with that, it would work. And let's solo you and see. Oh, look at that. Red, green, red, green,
yeah.
red, green.
But you can space them however you want them.
Oh, I
You
know.
don't
I'll have to
have to
screw
have
them to the
them.
ceiling. Yeah.
Yeah, but I took the size of the wall, and there's 6
Hmm.
lights, I think, and I took the size of the wall and divided it and did all the math, and so it would be spaced in the space. But you can put them this far apart if you want to.
That's because you're a girl. A guy, I'm just going to stick them up there. I ain't measuring or dividing or multiplying. I'm just going to stick them up there, and then you're going to yell at me, and then I'll have to move them. So,
I'm the daughter of an engineer.
and the daughter,
Enough
God, she's
said.
dangerous. The only
Enough
thing
said.
that would make you more dangerous is if you knew about plumbing, because then you would straighten my ass out real quick. My drain gets stuck, and then somebody yells at me. I don't know who, but somebody yells at me. But anyway.
Well, I was trying to tell you to use your dishwashing soap that you made for your
Yeah.
drains.
Really?
Add a little vinegar to it, you're there. Just put one of your little tablets down in the drain and put some vinegar in there, and that's a homemade drain cleaner right there.
Dang. I just learned something right there. This show was worth the price of admission.
Right?
So,
Right?
absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to jump off because I think somebody else wants to come on.
That's fine. There's nobody else sitting there waiting,
Well,
but
yeah, but they will if I get off.
oh, they're not talking to you?
Huh?
I could put
No.
more people on here, but fine, whatever.
Well, no,
When
because
Sly's
you said you just want one at a time, and so they're
No,
trying
it
to be
doesn't have to.
respectful.
What I'd like to do is no. I'd like people. You know how if you have an open house, people come and go. Hey, how you doing? Goodbye. See you later. I like to
Well,
have a little activity going on here because we're all a big family, and
I think you did say you wanted one at a time.
okay, well, let's take that back
Okay,
and
he's gonna
say
take that
we
back.
we
That's
can
why
do
nobody
more.
came on while Hal was on.
Oh, is that why? Well, let's
Yeah.
fix it. Straighten it all out. Tell everybody. Go ahead, Sly. Go ahead. Tell.
So so Peter is capable of having more than one person on at a time. But I will jump off if you other people want to come on.
Okay.
Okay.
All
So
right.
I'm opening housing it. Hi, how you doing? Nice to see you. Gotta
Ah,
run.
did you bring me what do I want? Ice cream. Did you bring ice cream?
I didn't bring any ice cream.
Did you bring pizza? I know
Pizza.
what you ate for lunch, or was it
Dinner.
dinner?
Dinner.
Dinner.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
know what you ate for dinner.
So
How was it?
we're on the phone, guys, and there's nothing in my house to eat other than for a 5-year-old. So I'm loaded up with mac and cheese and toaster scrambles. Okay, neither of which I particularly care for. Nothing else. There's no adult food in my house. Okay, I haven't been to the grocery store in weeks. So anyway,
Is there a young child
Peter.
around there or something?
Well, he's not right now, and I am
Okay.
too high. I'll have to fix
Okay.
that.
No,
But
you're fine. Perfect.
so Peter's talking to me on the phone, and he's eating pizza. So
It
of
was so
course,
good.
yeah. So of course I had to order a pizza and have it delivered, you know. So
You
that
want
was
to
my
tell
dinner,
them what I do with the pizzas? When the pizzas are on sale from one of the big houses,
right?
like Domino's, Papa John's, this time it was Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut, yeah.
Okay. I'll order a couple of pizzas. And I like ground beef on my pizza. It's almost like eating a cheeseburger. Okay. And
Me
they
too.
come all cut, they comes cooked. And I order 2 of them. And then I put 2 pizzas in a baggie. Okay.
Two pieces of pizza.
Yeah, 2 pieces of pizza in a
Right,
baggie. And
right.
I happen to have one of those machines that sucks the air out of the baggie.
Yep.
And I put them in the freezer. So today, my friend that was here, he decided he wanted pizza. So I took out a couple of the baggies. I run the hot water from the sink. All they got to do is stay in there 5 or 10 minutes in like a pan or something, and it defrosts it. And
Right.
Sly taught me, don't put it in the microwave to heat it up. Put it in
The air fryer.
the air
Because,
fryer.
the microwave makes it kind of soggy.
Boy,
And I
did
eat
it
a
come
lot of
out.
pizza.
It comes out so good. Oh, it's like
It
I just
crispies the
bought it.
crust.
Yes, it's like I
Yep.
just bought it from Pizza Hut. And
Right.
it was oh my god, and she was on the phone and I was just eating the pizza.
Eating his pizza, and I had
Yeah.
nothing in the house, so I'm like, okay, I'm ordering a pizza.
So she
So that
ordered a
was my
pizza.
dinner. Yes.
So did you save any of it or you eat the whole thing?
No, I eat half and then I eat the other half tomorrow. So
Oh, cool. Okay.
yeah,
So will you warm it up in the air fryer?
yes.
Cool.
Now my
All
air fryer
right.
is not as big as yours, so I have to do it like 1 or 2 pieces at a time.
I use
But
the
it only
small one with the drawer that you pull out. It gets hotter
yeah.
for some reason than the big one it just gets hotter. So I use the little one.
Well, and it
So
doesn't take 3 or 4 minutes, so it's not
yeah,
like it's a long process, but
I put
okay.
it in for 4
So
minutes. All right.
I'm
So
gonna hop out so somebody else can
thank
hop
you for
in.
coming in, Sly. I appreciate that. We're going to start doing this more often just to keep the show entertaining. Okay.
Okay.
So
Well,
I do appreciate.
I loved meeting Hal. That was really
Hal is
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Dang. And he's right here in South Florida. Who knew?
Who knew?
And he's involved with Trinity, where I sang and used to watch that, almost every night. They have a program. And it's like, boy, you never know what kind of surprises you're going to get.
Right?
This was a blessing, a real blessing from the Lord. So, all right, Sly, thank
Okay.
you for coming
So
in. I'm sorry you have to go.
okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Love you. Later. Okay, so whoever's holding out wants to come in because you think it's one at a time. It's not one at a time. It's anybody. And I get to pick from over here. I get a menu on the side. Okay. So let's get to the important people. And we left off with Randy, and he said click. Okay, so we got 10 people. Excellent. And we got how many? And we got 10 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. That makes me feel good. It really does. So Scotty's here. Thank God it's Friday. We love you, Scotty. And were you playing tonight? Scotty plays piano professionally, and he's part of a band. And so Friday nights and Saturday nights, it would be his busy time. So just him being able to come in here is actually pretty important. Okay. So Mookie, how you doing, Mookie? Love you too, buddy. It looks like God is willing and the bridge isn't up. Yes, you got it. Peter Gregg will be live in mere minutes. Boy, you did it before me. Excellent. He knows all my sayings and everything. Well, we hope so. Anyway, I don't even remember what I was talking about back then, Scott. So whatever you said, I agree with you. And here's Hal. You guys got to meet Hal. Isn't he awesome? He's amazing. I wish I could put a check mark next to his name. So thank you for coming on, Hal. Thanks for coming on, Sly. And Randy says, sounds good. And Jim Monday's here. God bless you, Jim. And I love you too. Good evening, Peter and family. Happy Friday. And Randy says, oh, he went out. And guess where he went? He went to Mickey D's and he got himself his large frappe mocha, which is a coffee that tastes. I'm going to have to try that one day. Randy says echo cancellation, I believe is what it's called. Let me double check. Yep, mine's on. I see the check mark in the window in the sound levels. So I should be running good. And here is Evelyn. She's the mother of all of us. Hi to all of you. How you doing, Ma? Good to see you. Love you. I'm so happy. Every time I see your name come up, Evelyn, I get so happy. And I'm so happy. I would sing to you, but I don't have reverb. Maybe by next week, but if not, pretend I sang to you and just be happy. Hello, Peter and everybody. What a great start to the weekend. And well, you just heard from Sly, and we heard from Hal. The Nikon Z50 Mark II also has a USB-C port. Randy, I think you got one of those cameras too, right, buddy? I think he's got one, and Hal has one. See, I don't even know what everybody has anymore. Okay. And Mr. Camera Junkie is here. He's all the way up in the next county, so he's just a stone's throw away. South Florida is one big area. Okay, it's Miami or Fort Lauderdale or Palm Beach. You know who's up in Palm Beach? The president, West Palm Beach. That's where he's at. So he might come in one night and say hello. Wouldn't it be funny if he did? Okay. So how you doing, Mr. Camera Junkie? Don't forget, he's on tomorrow night. He's one of the family. So if you're around, then come in. So Randy, Mookie's talking to Randy. Do you think that I should buy the Z50 Mark II as a secondary camera or wait to see what the Z5 II has to offer when it is announced? So Randy will answer him, I'm sure, down below. Okay, and what kind of photos or videos does Hal like to take or shoot? So trying to remember what we talked about. He does interviews, headshots. I don't know what kind of photos he does, to be honest with you. I didn't ask. He'll be on. It won't only be this week. Once somebody comes on, they feel comfortable, and you guys will be coming and going. Mookie, you got to get you loosened up, okay? I'll send you some oil. Get yourself loosened up, okay, so that you can just come on and just talk to me for 5 minutes. You don't have to stay, or you can stay. Think of it as like our living room. And we could just come in and say hi and then leave. Or you can come in and hang around. It's up to you, okay? Plus, if you stay too long, I could just, there's an X. Bye. I didn't mean that in a rude way in case it came across that way. So we'll have to see if Hal answers that question, what kind of photos he shoots. Because in the videos, we went through his lighting setup and we went through where the cameras are and where the lights are in front of him, what lens he's using, I think he said, oops, sorry, I just hit this. Was it the 40 millimeter f2? If not, I'll get corrected on that. I get corrected a lot. Don't worry about it. So Randy says, wait to see if there will be a Z5 Mark II. It will be like the ZF with XP 7 processor, but it could be just a rumor. So you got your answer. You got your answer. The Z5 Mark II should be around $1,500, about the same price as the ZF. Okay. And Randy's giving us if it comes out. Okay. And he says, oh, Randy does 4K too. Yay! We got more in the 4K family. It doesn't really mean all that much. Okay. We just like that. I happen to like that. But if I show up at 1080p using Ecamm Live Pro Guest and Restream Guest, yeah, I think they're running at 1080. I think Randy's correct. And Norm, did you bring the chicken tonight, buddy? What did you have for dinner, Norm? He has a chicken, and it's very good, and he enjoys it. The chicken, he doesn't enjoy it so much. I'm helping you, Norm. Okay. Oh, I'm over here, Z6 Mark III. So this is my Nikon. I couldn't put that on while Hal was here because I was kind of locked in to where I can use only one camera when I'm doing the our guests that come in. And Mookie's going, I agree. It's informative and fun. What other Nikon cameras does Hal own? Did he tell us? He owns the one before, or did own the one before the one he just bought. I know that much. And he has a couple of, I don't know if he owns them, Sony's. I know he owns the FX30, which should make Sammy very happy because Sammy he sleeps with his FX30. It's his girlfriend. Okay. It's a really good camera. So Randy says, let's talk about the R50 Mark V. Well, we might do that next week because we've eaten up the whole show tonight and we haven't even talked about it. Hal, he's telling me the church is called Christ Fellowship Church in Palm Beach. Now, I do have a pen. Bah! I have a pen and I'll just use any old piece of paper. Okay. And, okay, so this is for my Bissell product registration. You know, I bought an electric mop and it's called a Bissell. But I want to go visit the church because I'll get to see Hal's work. And you never know when you see a new church that you like. Okay, so Christ Fellowship. You know what I should just do is ask Randy to send me the link. Christ Fellowship Church, Palm Beach. Okay. Oh, wait, it ran out of ink. Christ Fellowship. Palm Beach. Now I'm as smart as hell because I wrote it down. Okay. There we go. See, now a smart man will have a pen and a paper handy. So I will have to get a little pad to keep here. Because you guys, you'll put in some pretty cool stuff. And I need to remember it. So Jeff is here from Australia. And he's saying good day to Peter and everybody. And Randy is turn off volume on Chrome. I got a feeling that he was talking to Sly. Yep, and he says, this was for Sly. Where am I? Over here. That was for Sly. And Hal says, Mookie, most videos I produce are for documentaries. And I think the Osbot had a better look to it, and he's talking about Sly. So she'll probably show off what she just did on Tuesday night. So, but if she's still listening, I'm sure she will hear. Now, where did I hear? Oh, guess what, Sly? When you start your Ecamm will do an update, and the update is specifically aimed at, drumroll please, for OSPOT cameras. I don't know what they did, but it's for OSPOT cameras. And I remember thinking when I saw that, oh, Sly has Ecamm. Randy says the OSPOT Tiny 2.4K is better. Mookie is going, great information. Thanks for sharing. He's saying that to you, Hal. He's thanking you for the information that you shared. And Hal says, I have the Nikon Z50 Mark II and the Sony FX30. So that's the two cameras that Hal is running. By the time we're done, Hal, we're going to have you up and running on YouTube. So you come in a few more times in the next few weeks, and before you know it, Hal will be having his own show. We got Randy's doing that, Sly's doing, everybody in here basically has got a show in one way or another. So that is what we've got going. All right, guys, we reached the end of the comments. We've reached the end of Peter. And, oh my God, we've gone over by a half hour. Golly gee whiz. Okay. I keep ignoring the update for the Ecamm. I'm afraid it'll screw things up. That's all right, Sly. Whatever, God willing and the bridge isn't up, just keep on rolling. But that's what the new update is for. It's for the OSPOT. Okay. And I know you happen to have one. I'm sorry I didn't take a screenshot. I should have. All right, guys. That's the end of our show for tonight. See, it went fast and we had a good time. Okay. And it's because of you guys. Hal made it interesting. So I will keep asking. Just stop in and say hello. All right. That's a way to make the show a little fresher than me talking for a freaking hour. Okay. And because you guys have a lot to say. I want to hear it myself. Okay. It makes it exciting for me. And so I do appreciate that. So, as I like to say, God willing and the bridge isn't up, I will see you next Friday. What's today's date? Oh, so next show will not be in this month anymore. So we are climbing the ladder to Christmas already. Okay. We went January. We went February. Now we're completing March and we're going into April. So April will give us April Fool's Day. It'll give us Tax Day. Well, April Fool's Day and Tax Day, depending on who you're talking to, is the same thing. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for making my evening wonderful. And I hope we made your evening wonderful. That's the reason for us getting together. All right. See you next week. God willing, and the bridge isn't up. Catch you later, Gator. Bye-bye.